they would just speak English to me, even though I look Asian. And so then I would respond to them in Chinese, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, wow, 你会说中文? Wow." I was like, "Aren't you like ABC?"
I'm from Los Angeles, California.
I'm from Chicago.
And from Massachusetts.
I actually grew up in Chinatown.
Born right in Boston.
Winchester, Massachusetts.
In New Jersey.
I was born and raised in Rhode Island, and I'm a first-generation Chinese American.
My mom is originally from Sichuan.
My dad is from Beijing.
My parents are both from southern part of China in Guangzhou.
They both came to the States for their masters.
They've been here since the early 90s.
I traveled back to China 3 times.
Maybe every summer in elementary school.
I've gone back to visit maybe every 4 or 5 years.
First time I realized I wasn't white was in kindergarten.
And I didn't really see myself as different until maybe when I was like in elementary school and someone like pointed it out. And I was like, oh, but like, I'm whitewashed, it's fine.
I was always just surrounded by Chinese people. It wasn't until I reached high school or college when I realized that like, oh, Chinese people are just a minority.
Every single time we would discuss like a history lesson and like the word Chinese or China or Asian was mentioned, the whole class would turn around and like look at me because I was the only Chinese American in class.
Something that I learned when I was a young kid. ABC. Already been chewed?
Already been chewed.
Generally, people don't really know what it means anyway if you're not Chinese.
I have no idea.
I didn't actually really know about it until maybe like around high school. My parents were like, oh yeah, you're an ABC. I was like, wait, what does that mean?
It is different.
Yeah, we are very different.
What the fuck?
很讨厌, why?
I feel like it's the other way around. I feel like they're more serious.
No, you don't understand the jokes that we make.
That is very true. Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay, that part's true. I like being 10.
Look at my eyeliner.
I feel like we think we're Chinese, but we're not from China.
Not from China, yeah.
Do they consider themselves American, or they still consider themselves Chinese?
Whenever I meet someone new, I always say that I'm Chinese.
I consider myself both Chinese and American. It's not just like I'm just American, I'm just Chinese.
I don't want them to mistake like my Asian ethnicity for like another one, like Japanese or like Korean. I want them to know I'm Chinese.
I would never kind of be like, oh, I'm an American. I just don't think I would ever weigh one more than the other.
不知道他们和华人恋爱会觉得更舒服、更开心，还是说真的跟本地的 local 他们一块更开心
In high school, I was like strictly white guys.
Yeah.
Strictly Caucasian guys.
I think I'm better with dealing with American-born Chinese people.
I'm dating Raymond, so he's an American-born Chinese.
I think as we get older, it's just easier to find someone who's able to relate to your background.
Exactly.
For me at least, you would date someone who is a little more like you, could like understand some of the jokes and the culture and whatnot.
When you're dating someone who's like white or black, it's definitely hard to get them to understand like
Where you come from, why you believe the things you do.
Yeah,
and you have to explain the whole like reasons behind.
Yeah,
like,
and it gets hard.
Yeah.
我最好奇的就是他们以后未来的发展是打算是在这边发展，还是回国内发展？
Nah, I don't know any people who would go back to China, if like ABCs who go to China to like develop their careers. I don't know any.
Unless they're like teaching.
If you're an ABC, you can speak and understand, but you can't read or write. And when you ask that question, it's the first thing that pops in my head is like, how am I supposed to like further my career if I can't read or write?
That's true.
认到底是中国的这个华裔的背景，他们是有自豪的，还是觉得不自豪，还是说没有什么感觉？根本没意义，
他们都美国人啊。
Whoa,
Straight up
that
saying.
guy.
It really depends on where you are in life and like what kind of environment you're in.
I think I'd more shy away from my Asian heritage when I was younger, just because I wasn't surrounded by people who had similar cultures and values and.
Like you try growing up and going to an elementary school where every other kid is white or black or Hispanic and you're the one Asian kid, and every day you have to take the bus home and you get your shit beat out of you because you're different.
Like lunchboxes, like I remember one time I brought like seaweed to school and then all my friends were like, yeah, what are you eating?
What is that?
Yeah.
How can you not be ashamed of who you are after going through that your like entire like 12, 13 years of life?
For me, that was never an issue. I always was proud of being Asian. I always liked being Asian. I liked being, you know, considered different.
It's kind of just insulting that someone would say that are you not proud to be Chinese when they don't know what I do?
It took me until before I came to college to be like, yeah, I like being Chinese, I like being Asian American. But before that, it was, holy fuck, my eyes are small. Like, holy shit, like, I'm not the best basketball player. Or like, you know, when you get picked last for pickup basketball, that sucks. And you know it's only because you're Asian, even if you can play as much as the other kids.
We don't really belong in either like America or China because we're part of both. And so we're still, I guess, foreigners to both.
I have a lot of friends who said, you know, growing up they had maybe 3 Asians in their town, so they don't get that experience to just become more cultured or like hear our side of the story.
The Chinese people are just grouping like all ABCs as one category. Like they think about the people who, I would say, came here to the Americas earlier, and because the only way they could actually stay in America is like if they just took up the American ways, whereas a lot of the current ABCs, they're actually really in touch with their cultural heritage.
You know, judge me and other ABCs however the fuck you want, but at the end of the day, I'm not gonna give a fuck if you like talk shit about me, okay? I'm gonna do me, all right? All right, I'm American and Chinese, fuck you.
I feel like I want to call out to like ABCs and Chinese people to just like talk to each other, because I don't think we're that different, to be honest.
Because our Chinese isn't that good, like, will like our grandkids be able to speak Chinese? Is our culture gonna be eventually lost? It's like sad, but then again, it's like, is it our fault because we weren't raised in that environment or that culture?